Hello, basketball universe. I've been absolutely living and breathing these playoff games. My voice is nearly gone from screaming at my TV all weekend. The matchups, the storylines, the pure energy flowing through every arena. This is why we're also obsessed with this beautiful game. I was just reflecting on how blessed we are to witness such incredible talent night after night during this postseason. From underdogs making statements to superstars delivering under pressure, the drama has been unreal. Before we dive into today's bombshell story, I want to sincerely thank everyone who's been supporting our channel. Your engagement means everything to us. If you're enjoying our coverage and analysis, smash that like button and let's jump into what might be the most fascinating storyline of these early playoffs. The basketball world is still reeling from the Minnesota Timberwolves' emphatic 117-95 dismantling of the Los Angeles Lakers in Game 1 of their first-round playoff series. But beyond the lopsided scoreline, this game has reignited intense debate about what many consider the most shocking trade in recent NBA history. Former NBA All-Star DeMarcus Cousins didn't mince words after witnessing Luka Doncic's Lakers playoff debut, posing a question that has set social media ablaze. As far as Luka goes, was Nico Harrison wrong? This simple yet profound inquiry cuts to the heart of the most controversial personnel decision of the year. The Dallas Mavericks' stunning decision to trade away their generational superstar. The circumstances surrounding the trade remain almost unfathomable, even months later. At the 2025 trade deadline, Mavericks GM Nico Harrison executed what many considered unthinkable. Shipping Doncic to the Lakers mere months after the Slovenian sensation had led Dallas to the NBA Finals. The return package centered around Anthony Davis, a defensive anchor and multi-time All-NBA performer, but a player 5 years older than Doncic with a concerning injury history. Harrison's justification centered on the age-old basketball philosophy that defense wins championships, believing Davis's elite rim protection and versatility would elevate Dallas's ceiling beyond what Doncic's offensive wizardry could achieve. Through immediate aftermath seemed to overwhelmingly favor Los Angeles, as the Lakers surged up the Western Conference standings while incorporating their new superstar. Doncic's otherworldly offensive talents appeared to mesh seamlessly with LeBron James, creating a two-headed attack that few teams could contain for 48 minutes. Meanwhile, Dallas struggled to recalibrate around Davis, with Kyrie Irving shouldering an offensive burden that proved too heavy down the stretch. The Mavericks' season ultimately ended in bitter disappointment, falling to Memphis in the play-in tournament and missing the playoffs entirely. A stunning fall for a team that had been playing in the finals less than a year earlier. Saturday's playoff opener, however, has introduced a fascinating new chapter to this ongoing saga. Despite Doncic's impressive statistical output, 37 points and 8 rebounds, his performance exposed the very limitations that reportedly motivated Harrison to make the controversial trade. His ball-dominant approach yielded just a single assist against 5 turnovers, while Minnesota relentlessly targeted him on the defensive end. The Timberwolves, the very team Doncic eliminated in last year's Western Conference Finals while with Dallas, appeared to have developed a specific blueprint for neutralizing his effectiveness while exploiting his defensive shortcomings. The Kaisai, in 22-point margin of defeat, suggested issues far deeper than first-game jitters for a newly constructed Lakers team. Lakers head coach J.J. Redick attempted to maintain perspective after the discouraging defeat. One game doesn't define a series or a trade or a player's legacy. Luka is an extraordinary talent, still adjusting to new teammates and systems. We trust that his basketball IQ and competitiveness will lead to necessary adjustments. Behind closed doors, however, sources indicate growing concern about the roster construction around Doncic. The Lakers sacrificed significant depth and defensive versatility to acquire the Slovenian star, betting that his offensive brilliance would compensate for those deficiencies. Game 1's result has cast doubt on that fundamental assumption, with Minnesota's balanced attack overwhelming Los Angeles on both ends. Meanwhile, Dallas executives have maintained public confidence in their controversial decision despite the disappointing season outcome. In his end-of-season press conference, Harrison doubled down on his defense-first philosophy. We believe Anthony gives us a defensive foundation that fundamentally changes our ceiling as a team. Offensive creation can come from multiple sources, but elite rim protection and defensive versatility at that level are irreplaceable. Davis's individual performance in Dallas largely backed up that assertion, as he posted impressive averages of 24.7 points, 12.6 rebounds, and 2.3 blocks, while transforming the team's defensive identity. The Mavericks improved from 22nd to 8th in defensive rating post-trade, though their offense correspondingly plummeted from 3rd to 19th in efficiency. The fallout from this trade has transcended the teams directly involved, sparking league-wide conversations about team-building philosophy and the proper valuation of different player archetypes. Several front office executives, speaking on condition of anonymity, expressed astonishment at Dallas's willingness to move on from a 26-year-old MVP candidate, regardless of stylistic concerns. "You simply don't trade players like Luka, full stop," one Western Conference executive stated. "You mold your entire organization around that level of talent and figure everything else out." Others defended Harrison's contrarian thinking, pointing to championship teams like the 2004 Pistons or 2008 Celtics that prioritized defensive identity over individual offensive brilliance. As Game 2 approaches, both organizations find themselves at fascinating crossroads that will shape their futures for years to come. For the Lakers, the pressure intensifies to demonstrate that the Doncic acquisition wasn't a fundamental miscalculation. Can they make tactical adjustments to better integrate his ball-dominant style? Will LeBron James, still brilliant, but now, in his year 40 season, find his optimal role alongside a player who thrives with similar usage patterns? For Dallas, this offseason presents an opportunity to build around Davis in ways that might justify Harrison's controversial decision. Reports suggest the Mavericks will aggressively pursue elite perimeter creation in free agency, with players like Tyrese Maxey and Darius Garland mentioned as potential targets should their current teams fail to extend them. The beauty of basketball is how these narratives continually evolve, with each game providing new evidence that either reinforces or challenges our previous assumptions. The Doncic trade represents one of the boldest gambles in recent NBA history, and its ultimate judgment remains unwritten. As this playoff series unfolds, basketball fans worldwide will be watching closely, not just for the immediate outcome, but for what it reveals about the fundamental basketball philosophies that shaped this franchise-altering decision. Will Doncic adjust his game and prove the Lakers right? Can Davis lead Dallas to future success that validates Harrison's vision? The coming weeks and months will provide fascinating answers to these questions that have divided the basketball. Lakers fans, Mavericks fans, I'm dying to know what you think about this situation now that we've seen Game 1. Do you believe Harrison made a catastrophic mistake trading away Luka? Or might there be method to his madness with building around Davis's defensive prowess? And is Doncic's ball-dominant style fundamentally flawed for championship basketball? Or does he just need time to adjust to his new team? Drop your thoughts in the comments below.